that's way better. Fuck. Okay. Is that a snake, man? Maybe. What about it? What's wrong with the mic? Oh, hey, Cloud. Welcome back. How you doing? It's stuttering. Test. Oh, testing. I think that's good, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I think we're good. Yep. All right. Good. I'm good. How are you? Okay. There we go. There we go. Up. Figure out my damn autofocus on this camera. All right. So, how's everyone's day been? Wait a second. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Got it. I'm doing well. Not much is really new. I mean, today was just a normal day at the office, but I got work done. Yeah, things have happened while I was at work, I guess. A fine day indeed, yeah. I mean, the sun was out, right? That's something. It wasn't particularly warm, and I wouldn't have been able to enjoy the weather anyways, but at least it looks nice out. What have you all been up to today? Let's see if I can get this other setup working too. Testing. Yep. Okay. What do you want to talk about? We got time to just connect and chat about random shit before I do some Valheim. Good day. We're back. Oh, great. We're back in quarantine. Love it. I'm sure that'll be super fun. How long is it? Do you know? Get this guy out of Get this guy out of here. How do I ban him? All right. I'm going to have to do... well, I'll do it eventually. I need to do this restream thing. Might be on my main PC. Chatterino. That might be the one to use. We'll see. Oh, now you're with your best friend. Cool. 4 weeks. Okay. So, hold on. I want to check something. Yeah, I mean, okay. So I can see an uptick. Yeah, I mean, it's noteworthy. I'm looking at, there we go. Worldometers. That's been fairly steady, though. Yeah. Interesting. Well, you know, there you have it, I guess. So they say, quarantine it is. Let me see if I can make a change to my stream deck real quick. What is this? What's my program for this incredible life? It's just Streamlabs. I created, well, like all I did was create a like rounded border that I can use for like this or this, and just disable or enable them as appropriate. And right now I'm gonna see if I can make a new shortcut to my stream deck. Yep. Source, right. Okay, let's see. Can I draw? What do you mean? Like, in general? Or on the stream, or what? Oh, well, I guess it doesn't really matter, because no, I'm not good at drawing. Painful. That one. All right, so let's see if this works now. That. That's strange. Hold on. Can I just do that? Oh. Did that work? Oh. See? There it is. Beep boop beep 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 boop beep boop beep boop. And there you have it. Yeah, no. So no, I can't draw. Well, there you go. Amazing. There you go. Look at that. Stream improvement. I'll toast to that. That should net me 1 follower. Yeah, right, dude. My art comes out of that thing, or that one, or my acoustic, and that's pretty much it. Amazing. Yeah, there's actually a reference to that I'm sure you don't know, and that's okay. But there you go. Or there's a reference like associated with that particular icon. So now the question is, because I had to use, well, I guess I just need to get another damn little mini bendy tripod thing to remount my kitty cam, because now I don't have anything to put it on. Because I changed the tripod my ring light was on for the sake of moving it up higher, which has yielded much better results. Which actually, I want to switch back to 1080p really bad. But also, I don't know, even in 720, the clarity that comes through the stream, like what you guys are seeing, doesn't look anywhere near as good as what I see in my Streamlabs, because of the, you know, the fact that as a not partner or affiliate, I am at the bottom of the hierarchical list of priority, which is, you know, whatever. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure, one way or the other. Feel like I need to make something to go over this screen, perhaps? I'm not sure. Still pondering things. All right, so what are we talking about? We could watch a conversation / debate on stuff. How about Thing? Oh. Why didn't I think of that? How about Things? Again, I say, why didn't I think of that? Hello there, Butters. How you doing? Welcome. Good to see you again. Oh, what does that mean? Ah, well. Doing fine. Got 1/6 of my 30 hours of driving already done. So you got 5 hours done. And I can pretty much say that driving, yeah. See, I thought you would come to that conclusion. It really is way easier than a lot of people think. I knew you'd be all right. Yeah. I'm happy for you though. Very glad to know that you're adjusting to it and learning well. Also finally having a week off school. Hell yeah. That's good stuff. So when are you going to do the other 5/6 of your driving hours? Don't interrupt me while I'm coughing. Just kidding. My teacher was like, I thought it would take twice as long for you to learn all of this. Next 2 hours will be spent on Wednesday and the rest will follow. Nice. Yeah, so you're quick on the uptake. That's good. Very nice. You're going to be bored of driving before you know it. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, like, is it a schedule that your driving school sets for your driving hours? I got you. Yeah. The like being on constant watch thing. Yeah. That's like the main thing that heightens your nerves or anxiety about it, I feel like. It's just the fact that someone is watching literally everything you're doing. So when is your driving school supposed to end? Either they set the hours or I tell. I got you. Okay, so yeah, it's a collaborative thing, is what you're telling me. Makes sense. Schedules and things. 2 to 3 months, not bad, not bad. All right. So now that you've sort of gotten the initial anxiety out of the way, Do you plan on getting your license as soon as possible once you're done with the course? Good for you. Very cool. Get out into the real world, start doing stuff. It'll be sweet. Guys, I have bad news for you. This is the worst. I have to be at a small claims hearing at 8:30 in the morning. I'll have to wait for the actual license for next month or two till I receive it because yeah, well, yeah. I mean, at least you're going for it as soon as possible. Yikers! Yeah, I know. Here I am bitching about something. It's the thing is, this is going to be such an easy hearing. It's probably only going to be like 10 minutes or something like that. Um, but yeah, I got recruited by one of my partners to go do it, so he doesn't have to, which is totally fine. It's not going to take that long. Plus, it sort of it shifts the productivity of my day earlier, so I may even be able to head out of the office earlier in the day, depending on how the rest of the afternoon goes in terms of productivity. Which, generally speaking, I sort of just work through the day. I don't really take like a dedicated lunch or anything like that. So, I mean, supposing I don't sit there dicking around for, 2 hours in the middle of the day, I'll be ahead of schedule, having started at that early a time in the morning because I think I have to drive like 40 minutes to this courthouse. So, anyways, all that's to say, yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to get up a little bit early, but I might actually be able to get out of the office a little early. Speaking of which, let me see how the weather's looking tomorrow, just for fun. Back. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You said 30s. Boo balls. Well, hey, maybe I'll just work all day. I don't know. I got my cable in the mail for my camera, my old school camera, so I can actually plug it into the computer and get the pictures off of it. I thought I had one of the cables, but I must have thrown it away or something. Oh, realized I left it on. Well, I guess I'm going to plug the battery back onto the charging base. Usually, a day of mine starts with waking up at 6 to 7 a.m. Yeah, see, exactly. That's why I'm not like actually bitching at all. Because frankly, I'm pretty fortunate in my schedule. I get to the office generally between like 9:30 and 10 o'clock, and then I work till 5, 6, 7, depending on how much work I'm getting done and what the day brings me. Balls. There we go. So who has questions for me? Ask me something. Come on. Give me a brain workout. Remembered I got something to look into for a friend. You know what's really fun? Getting comments on my YouTube videos from years ago. That's kind of fun. Yo, did I get a Dave and Buster's birthday gift? What? Oh, $10 in free gameplay. Come on, that's not a workout. 7. I'm too smart for math. Come on. Oh, shit. Oh, see, I don't mind it. 035685. It actually, wrong answer. That's 21. Ah, you got me. Damn it. Yeah, no, I actually, I enjoy the occasional comment on my old videos just because I really enjoyed making my old videos and they really never achieved a bunch of relevancy, but I still enjoyed what I did back then. So, all right, Kitsune, I'll entertain you. What? What is the composition of a blue diamond? Pure carbon. However, small amounts of the element boron get trapped in the crystal structure, giving these stones their unique hue. Well, since every single comment of mine was literally like, yo, can you make me a free intro pretty please? Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. I have not solicited anyone to help me on any of my shit, and that's probably to my detriment, but I don't know. I respect artists, and I haven't hit the point where I'm like, oh yeah, I want to pay someone to like commission someone to do work for me yet, because I've already put a pretty decent amount of money into everything I have here for this stream, and I don't want to focus on the money of it, but I've spent far more than I've made from doing this, so I need to like keep myself in check a little bit, and let some other things sort of come with time. Because if it was up to me, I would have like all of the things updated. I'd have emotes, I'd have like my custom overlays and all that, or overlays and all that. But you know, I just need to slow my roll just a little bit. And yeah, the RGB lights were one of the things I added at my expense, obviously, just because that was something I wanted for my stream. Because I'm striving for a certain look, and I was not hitting it with my just my regular white light setup. This is a huge step in the right direction. I love the guitars being more like silhouetted by the lights being right there at the side of them. I like how it sort of breaks apart the archway a little bit. I like the general fill it has. It does a little bit of wrap onto my head. You can see that. I plan on expanding that just a little bit, but I'm thank you. I'm glad you like them because especially you gave me a little bit of a mental block, just a little bit, because you were like, I told you I was getting them, and you're like, oh, cool. So you'll look like every other streamer, and I was like, wow, fuck. I mean, kind of, maybe, but yeah, that's actually another thing. I want to light that pillow up somehow, and I have an idea or two in my head, but I'm just not sure how they would work out. Like, okay. But anyways, the RGB thing is just something that like I really wanted to do. In terms of the overall composition of my camera, like when I'm in frame, especially full frame like this, there's a clarity that I'm striving for. And what is unfortunate right now is that I'm seeing a lot of the clarity that I'm striving for on my Streamlabs studio itself. I just know that it's not coming through as clearly yet because of the previously mentioned bandwidth things going on. Yeah, that would be like trying to light it from the inside out, which I mean, actually is not the like worst concept of all time, but then I'd have to I'd have to rip the seam, and I don't know that I want to do that. What I was thinking was more of like sort of a light that would go right here above it and slightly in front of it to aim like downward on it, so that the light itself, the light source, is out of frame, but it lights that better. And I was actually thinking about like maybe, you know, using my little battery powered ring light here, but I don't know. I don't want to, like, I know this thing dies a lot actually, so I got to come up with a solution. And the good news is there's actually my floating shelves right above that. So as long as I find the right light that I want to use, I could probably hang that light like on the underside of that shelf or something like that. So there's more I want to do in terms of my overall scene lighting, because I took the opportunity this Monday, not having the bandwidth, the upload bandwidth to fucking stream, to actually learn more about like Hollywood style lighting for film and interviews and things like that. And so I made just these couple tweaks while I was forced offline, and just the difference is ridiculous in my opinion. So it's not perfect. Like this area behind me right here is a little dark, and this area right here is a little dark, but we are headed in the right direction with these RGB lights being back here. That is sweet. The key light, which is my ring light, being up here, also gives me a much better result. So, you know, it's incremental progress. You have an instrument that has RGB LEDs. What instrument is that? Because I've seen a specific instrument that has LEDs in it before that I want so bad, but it is extremely limited edition and stupid expensive. I actually kind of want to look that up. Oh, the launch pad. Yeah, that's for electronic stuff, right? Hold on. Yeah, okay, yeah. Are you producing? Well, so like, yeah, I mean, by old school standards, definitely not an instrument, but by new age standards, yeah, I'd say, yeah, in a sense, it kind of is. Yeah, you like doing light shows on it? That's cool. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. Oh man, let me open the image, and there we go. Look at that, baby. That's actually like it's lights in the guitar, the whole body of the guitar is acrylic. So it's clear with these streaks in it that get emphasized when you turn the lighting system on in the guitar's body. Dude. Yeah, so those guitars are selling for, hold on. I'm going to go to eBay and look up more than one result. There's, wow. There's one for sale on eBay. 10 grand. Like, what do you think? I'm rich? Jesus, come on. Here's the thing, though. If I had the funny money, I would buy one of those immediately. Yeah, 10 grand. Jeambers is right. That is quite a hefty, pretty penny. Might even be 2 pretty pennies. Come on now. Okay, so I want to try this just for experiment's sake. I'm going to like hold this ring light above the pillow and just sort of see what it looks like. I can already tell it's not going to work. Nope. That ain't it, Chief. I'm not really sure what to do about that area. I think maybe, so these are obviously backlights. I think maybe just having a couple of these RGB lights as more fill lights might do the trick better. Yeah, no, that thing does not work. Which is just as well, because I don't want to be replacing fucking batteries in this thing as it fades out, which I think this thing works perfectly for the occasion when Margot comes up to her bed and I want to light the bed area so you can see her better. But it doesn't make sense for that application right there. So that's what I'm still trying to work out. In due time, I suppose. The real problem is when I have ambitions in my head, I'm so bad at being patient. It'll drive me insane sometimes. Okay, how do I... Wait, what? Why does it do this, man? Sounds familiar to you? Yeah. Welcome to the club. All right, let me... I wonder if you can actually... Well, what the hell? How is Poland entering authoritarian mode? Can you give me some like specific policy examples? Well, hey, thank you. Did you try it? Um, um, um. Uh, uh, yeah, I mean, if that's the case, that doesn't sound good. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. Okay. Diddle-doo. Oh, so this is delicious. Got to give my compliments to the chef. Mm. Okay. You can give. I mean, give me the gist if you want. Like paraphrase it. Well, so like, what was he saying that was transphobic aside from the ideology thing? Because I think the issue, like the trans issue, involves ideological differences in perspective for sure. But I'm not sure that you know being trans is an ideological position per se. And here he is. Hello there, comrade. How you doing? Oh, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pure transphobia. Well, hey, at this point, you're either going to make some more democratic changes or there's going to be some revolution on that front because there's no way you're going to eradicate that position. That's fucking ridiculous. Thank you. Also, I didn't see the actual agreement. I saw the petition, the decree, and the waiver of hearing, but there's nothing that looked particularly odd about those documents, aside from the fact that I think there's a or like a grammatical error. Yeah, I just said 3. So I just said there. I saw the petition, the decree, and the waiver of final hearing. Yeah, I mean you're probably right, Butters. I mean if the path continues down that direction, yeah, probably. I'd say it's basically inevitable. Okay. The April foul update. What is that? The first one says some of what you agreed on, not all of it. Yeah, so I need the rest of it. I'm waiting till Apex update drops so we can enjoy some dumb April Fool's fun. Nice. I didn't do any stupid stuff, Iconic. Don't you come at me like that, all right? I'll come fight you. I'll share words. When you say you haven't made a single change to it, what is it? I will kick you to other space. All right, I'll kick you to outer space. That's probably even worse than other space. Yes! I love taking advantage of linguistical goofs. Like all the things I listed to you, can I put that in section 1? What is section 1? I'll fight you. Okay. Well, yeah, okay, you can do that, Iconic, but then I'm just going to ignore you because I'm not going to translate everything you type in chat, all right? That's not the same as a goof. Well, I'm just really hoping I can get the heck out of... Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's not that simple, though. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, you're not giving me everything I need to know. Um, so, okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. So, well, but he sent them to you blank for signature because you're the petitioner. So the verified petition, for example, makes sense. Um, and with Johnson County, what do you mean? Keeping it short, oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go, Iconic. That opens up another can of worms, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, you send me the originals. That's fine. Yes, that's a good idea. Before the changes. Exactly like that, Iconic. Okay, so okay, sounds good, Butters. Thanks for stopping in again. Good to talk to you a little bit. Keep me posted on them driving hours. Okay. Slow down. Slow down. When we're dealing with legal documents and legal issues, we slow down. Okay? Shit gets real hairy real fast. Slow down. So, is my understanding correct that he sent these to you for you to sign them and file them, or has a cause of action already been initiated? Actually, I can check that. Okay, I think it's starting to come together. So let me. Okay, so you filled in those things. Got it. Forget that. Forget that. Okay, I think I'm understanding your questions. Or your question, your main question. Your main question is, can you put the things that you told me earlier into that document? And the answer would be yes, you can. Yep. There isn't necessarily an order. But I tell you what, as long as you promise me that you'll go slow when you do it, type up that document, and I'm talking specifically about the decree, okay? Type up the document the way you think it makes sense with the terms that you want in there, and then send it over to me. And I'll let you know if what you put in there accurately and sufficiently reflects that, both in terms of interpretation and the legal stuff. Yep. Yep, totally fair. All right, there you go. I'm glad we got to the heart of that. Okay. Hold on. When you say that other section, what other section are you talking about? Listen, most of the time I use big words not by choice, all right? Okay. So, no, you can't leave that blank. The court has to order it pursuant to what you agreed to. So, what you would do is say, you know, like, okay, under the court further finds as follows, you would put in the parties had, like, let's say paragraph number 5, you would put petitioner and respondent have agreed to X, right? And then paragraph 6, petitioner and respondent have also agreed to Y. Paragraph 7, petitioner and respondent have further agreed to Z, right? And then you would do that, and then what you would do is put those same things in under the it is therefore ordered, adjudged, and decreed, because the court is going to hold you guys to that agreement until you change it. So it's for the sake of making sure that even though you both agree to these terms, we're going to make sure you agree to them and you comply with them. Basically, yeah. Or, you know, you might be able to pull this off. You actually might. Okay, let me back this up just a hair. You may be able to put in there, and I'm not sure if this specific court would take it or not, because this is not my bailiwick in terms of law. But you might be able to say, let's say, it is therefore ordered, adjudged, and decreed, paragraph 1, and then paragraph 2 says the parties have made their own separate arrangement with respect to personal and real property, custody and support of minor children, name change, and all of that. So if you both agree that those specific terms and agreements don't need to be, turned into a court order for the sake of being enforced. Like you're going to self-enforce those rules instead of planting the expectation with the court. You might be able to do that. And yes, you want to be very specific about anything legally. Even there are literally cases in existence where putting a comma in the wrong spot made a difference of millions of dollars. So yes, you want to be specific. This is a part of why I'm so meticulous and OCD about shit, by the way. I see shit go wrong. I got you, boo. Yeah, I know, I can't like give you legal advice or anything like that. I mean, technically I could, but I generally don't, unless it's family. But yeah, that doesn't mean I'm not going to help you out and make sure things are clear, right? I can always help with clarity and make sure you understand the law as well. But do we care? Yeah, you better fucking care. Yeah, and that's what I'll try to do. Now, I'm not creating any sort of warranties or guarantees or anything like that, but I have a pretty good grasp on the interpretation of language, and the courts have been on my side when it comes to the interpretation of Indiana law multiple times. So I pride myself on my analytical and my interpretive skills. Yep, totally fine. And if any of you want to fight about it, I'm right here. Am I dumb when I do shit like that? Like, yeah, get on it. I'm a fucking doofus, man. That's all right. I just care about gaming and just living. Yeah, that's fair. I care about way too many things. Way too many things. Like I don't even have enough space in my head to fit all this shit. Like almost an everyday existential crisis. Now I know what it means to not have enough hours in the day. I get it. Because nowadays I've got like a million things I would like to be caught up with all the time. It's just not possible. You know, perhaps if I was like a full-time streamer, I'd be much more in tune with many of the other things I want to be in tune with, but I would also conversely be less in tune with some of the other shit that I am in tune with right now. So, like, fuck. Why can't we just add a few hours a day, huh? Just a few. And also add a few hours worth of energy. That'd be great. Because I half the time don't even have enough energy to make it through the fucking day. And I still want to do more shit. Yeah, there you go. By the way, you owe me $5 for my services. $5 whole. I'll send you a bill. I should market myself on my streams like the free legal advice guy. I'm not actually going to give you a bunch of legal advice, but damn, you're a fanatic of War Thunder, huh? That used to be me in Halo. Halo was my only game for the longest time. And then they fucked it. What is this shit? Ooh. That is fucking dumb. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Bam. Imagine. This is dog shit. Sadly, can't play War Thunder alone. Well, damn. Fuck these things. Rip. Do you play any games alone, Iconic, or no? By the way, I don't know if you heard me, Ashley, but you owe me $5. I'll send you a bill. What about these masks? Come on. Come on. I'm not allowed to be this cute. Huh? I am so stupid. No. Fuck. That never happened. Yes, strategy game. Ah, okay. So, like, which one? Or ones? I gotta get this off. I'm gonna keep making memery of myself. Hell yeah, dude. Whoa. Total War series. Okay. Never heard of it, but I'm sure it's cool. What the fuck is this? All right. Nope. 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 This is all trash. This is stuff for 5-year-olds. Jesus. Like, do people actually use those things on live? Is that something I should be doing or what? The sparkly one is awesome. Is it a mask or what? It's a background. Okay, let me check. Oh, is it this one? Ah, is it this? Is that the one? It's hell yeah. All right, I'm sticking with this. Yeah. There you go. Oh, and Civilization 5. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ash, why don't you check out my other streams? It looks so much better. So much more natural. So much clearer. Oh boy. What did we do? That I like that one. That's good. Rip. Nah, it's all right. It doesn't need to be tonight. You got time. Shit, the courts are closed anyways. Fuck it. Yeah, I know. You're just ready to get it over with. I get it. Yeah, that never happened. Exactly. Yeah, what a stupid ass last name, anyways. Fuck that. Wise is way better. Yeah, video proof. Thank you, Iconic, you dick. No, you're not wrong at all. Bruh, I feel like I'm gonna be at $50 on this fucking platform for my whole life. I think you're the only person that actually comes in here at all. So that's pretty cool. I'd be done test building in Val. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, how'd it go? Well, yeah, that's true, but I'm telling you, my other stream looks way better. And that's very true. It doesn't just show my game. Here, check this out. Learn some stuff? I hope so. Remember what I showed you? That's me. I don't know why it's so fucking blurry right now, but yeah. No, it does not just show the game. It shows what I want to show, which includes myself. Yeah, no, I usually do both. So sometimes it'll be the game on the full screen with me in a little box. Sometimes it'll be me just in full screen. Sometimes it'll be me in full screen with what I want to show in a little box. Sometimes it'll be me with the kitty cam in a little box. Sometimes it'll be all the kitty cam on screen. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit you can see. Yeah. Yes, kitty cam. Not pussy. Like kitty cat, like the fucking mask I just had on. Except way cuter than me because it's an actual fucking cat. Dude, that is so good. That's such a good fucking clip. Dude, okay. The kitty muse? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Dude, that is awesome because, like, man, it's so weird. Like, sometimes I'm in a really good mood and I can't keep a straight face like that. And sometimes I'm in, like, just the right mood that, like, I'm happy, but I'm not so happy that I can't keep a straight face. And you caught that one right there. That's a great clip, dude. And the comedic timing, spot on. Trucker T-Rav, dude. Yo, look at me, another viewer. I've hit the big time. What's up, dude? How you doing? Yeah, that man, this is a really good one. Been a bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm good. Thank you. It has been a bit, indeed. I've been here. You have not. Dude, that's a well-cut clip, Iconic. I'm pretty happy about that. I kind of want to save that one. Church is about to be over. I'm going to go and see a couple others for a bit, maybe back. Okay, sounds good. Yep, that works. Yes, indeed, Tucker. Precisely. You're damn right I am. Have fun. We'll see you soon. How's life treating you, trucker? I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's the fucking beer, but I just said Tucker. How many fucking times? There's an R right there. Like the lowercase just must have thrown my brain off. I don't know. What a fucking ass. Not bad. All right, we'll take that. What you been up to as of late? Oh, I've been good. Busy with the grind. You know, yep. Basically the same thing. Just working. Streaming. Oh, yeah, you're right, Iconic. No doubt. No doubt. That's a good clip. I very much enjoy this one. Going home tomorrow? Nice. Have you actually been like out trucking on routes for 2 months or what? Like, what have you been up to for 2 months that's kept you away from home? Oh, shit. Man, that's crazy. Well, I'm happy for you. Enjoy that home time. Man, I wish the stream looked as good on clips as it does in my fucking studio. Or my Streamlabs. Oh, I'm sure. You got any fun plans for your vacay? And how long will you be home? I'm always home, not working. Okay. Yo, check out where I paused this real quick. Here, actually. Be on for about 5 days? Hell yeah. Any fun plans? Damn, that was like me. Yeah. Get drunk. Hell yeah. Okay. What a plan. Hey, that's all you need though, right? As long as you get some R&R in. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's nothing quite like your own bed. That much is for sure. I'm going to switch to something real quick. See some friends, go to church on Sunday. All right. I am going to switch to a military recruitment discussion. Well, yeah, but you have to actually load it. There we go. Hello? She's not my wifey, but not yet at least, but she's good. She's chilling. Oh my god. Here I am fucking leaning in to this mic for my other stream, trying to talk to you. That's okay. No. It's all good. I'm just messing with you. It's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on.
Standard. No, I don't think so. Well, because I imagine
Like,
standards would be different. Standards would probably
Well,
be
do you
different
feel
than
like
versus in-group or out-group, I think, right?
But there is a bit.
Why? Maybe I need to switch to YouTube. Maybe one day what?
Going to say that some particular word is so harmful and so deadly and so dangerous that if people hear it and normalize it, it's bad, then we should all.
Okay. I'm getting really irritated.
Right. So my pushback.
Oh yeah, one day.
I think
yeah.
there is already obviously a huge double standard in the way society oppresses black people compared to white people, right? And I know you're not going to push back against that one.
No.
Why is the guy's voice so quiet though?
And because we have people that the idea of differentiating and associating this word, which has historically been used by white people to oppress black people.
So Trucker, what do you want to chat about, man? What kind of questions you got for me? Legal, philosophical,
really
political? What do you want to talk about?
On the like, if I agree with you in
anything other than that stuff too,
that no one should say this word altogether.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Just pick something. Let's come on, all of you, everyone in chat, pick something. Let's talk.
Whether or
come
not
on.
we have equality or not, because it doesn't matter. If we're agreeing,
don't
now
allow
we're
me
very weird
to bore
argument.
you.
I'm just
all right.
On its face, agree.
You know
this
what I
word
mean?
Is really bad.
All right, help me out
Nobody
here.
should say
Let's
it.
talk about stuff.
Or like we need to.
I tried to go in the military, but at my health test, I failed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would have too.
That's like a disgusting word that like needs to be gone. And I think there's
you pick anything's on the table. See, that's not that doesn't work because I can talk about anything, but that doesn't mean it's going to be engaging to my audience. And I am more concerned with talking about things my audience has any interest in discussing or at least hearing than just picking random shit that I want to talk about. Because I am more of a thinker on my own, so I don't just come up with like, oh, I want to talk about X topic.
And we probably should like try to get rid of it as much as
possible. Unless someone wants to engage in it with me. Because of your deficit of attention? Really? Like, wait, so
that's ridiculous.
So they didn't have, like, there's no way they could accommodate an attention deficit?
You don't have a right to this.
That's the sentence I just said.
Sure, but that's not the debate that's being had.
I have too many health problems to go into the army.
That's my argument. That's a private language argument. But we're talking about like pop culture.
And what kind of? Like, well, I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to be that nosy.
You don't get to have. You don't get to have.
I'm curious what you mean.
You don't get to have an. You don't get to have an individual conversation in your community.
Tell me.
Affects the entirety of the public.
Or you could just, you know, not, because it's really not that big a deal. But yeah, I mean, I've got one main really big one.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
And at this point right now, it seems to be this strange. I think it's like you mentioned something that is confusing to you. Like, what if someone is?
Yeah, that's
Asian?
pretty crazy.
Are they allowed to use?
Yeah, there's a lot of like silly like exceptions and things where people get lost.
Right, and so as a blanket statement, would you not think it would be fair to say that currently, as it is, there's a hierarchical structure in which white people have been and are still continuing. You know, the white supremacy from an academic standpoint is that white people are still continuing to oppress black people, and as a result of that, this is like.
I don't give a shit if it's meet me appropriate or some shit.
I'm like
what? Like, what do you mean by you're an extremely inappropriate truck driver?
But we're just talking about like the impacts that like certain types of humor or jokes can have, like on a broader scale.
Be more implicit than explicit, please.
Completely. Then we should just have everybody stop saying it. I don't think that's that contentious of a claim. That's like super simple. I think.
I've never met a trucker really. I mean, I've known one before, but never talked about it.
If we were to take gamer bros that are using the F word, the F slur,
hard to understand you because I can't focus on what you're saying. Like,
we don't think that like it's that bad. We're not targeting gay people.
You need me to do this when I say something, so there's no distraction between the two.
Well, you would ignore every single argument they would make, and what we would do is we would appeal to the end effect, and we say, well, the end effect, we don't care how you use it. It's causing a negative harm to society. Well, if we're going to apply that same standard to the worst slur in all of human history, blah, 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 then we should all probably just stop trying to say it. We should stop making money off it. We should stop using it in media. We should just like get rid of it as quickly as possible. And then it would just make everything better if we really believe that it's that problematic.
So you're saying from a fair standpoint that doesn't matter. From a utilitarian standpoint, what is going to be the maximizing the best possible scenario for everybody? It would
Yeah,
be
or
in this
even, I mean, you
case
can even argue this
that-
from
that-
a deontological or virtue ethics standpoint. If we think that that particular word is so bad, it's hard to imagine that we would ever accept like anybody.
By the
using
way,
it, that it would
Kitsune
be
and
ever
Iconic. Look at the
good.
fucking
At least
castle this
using it in a
guy
way to make money
is
selling it
at.
to audiences
It's
that
like this
shouldn't
is
use it,
where
'cause
my
that shit's just gonna
inspiration
lead to
comes
so many
from.
weird problems down the road.
Okay,
So
if there's a
freaking
bad
cool.
word here, then it's hard.
Not many have met truckers in their day-to-day life. Yeah, no, that's true, and I imagine mostly because you're basically always on the go.
And say, I'm going to dictate your speech.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at here.
But we would. We absolutely do.
Well, no, we are doing that.
We should-
Yeah,
and we
Hey,
should.
you know what though?
Yes.
I
And
If black
embrace
people
the
came out,
inappropriate.
if black separatist groups came out who were identifying
Don't even worry about it.
the anti-Semitic shit, we would police their
Wait,
language
what's cool but not what you like? What do you mean?
away with shit, saying shit like this is having really bad effects on society.
Absolutely, I'm not disagreeing with that. So I guess the only thing you can look at this as a prescriptive statement, as in we ought to do this in the future. That's the only way in which
All
you
right.
agree with me.
I'll get them in a little bit. That way it's not
It's a
showing
prescriptive
on
statement we ought
the
to do this in the
streamity
future.
stream.
Like nobody uses the word at
That's
all.
what you said earlier. No, not that. Well, that we have a right to make that after we've basically eliminated inequality, and especially racial.
No, I don't think that we can allow some harms to be perpetuated in society just because another
Oh,
inequality
okay.
exists. These two
I
things
got
are
you. You're
wholly
talking about the
unlinked to each other.
castle. See, I think
Like,
the
for
castle's
instance,
dope.
Indigenous peoples in Canada seem to have a really big problem, like being raped and going missing, and the police not doing anything about it. Now, that seems to be the case. I don't know if that's been fixed in Canada yet. Probably not. That seems to be the case. But like, even if somebody cited that, that wouldn't mean that I would allow, say, like a native ceremony that involved some sort of harmful.
My
thing that
family knew the
produced really bad
conversation I
effects
have with
on
my
society to
trucker
occur just
friends
because
on a
they're currently
day-to-day. I'd be
experiencing
shocked.
oppression by Canada. Like, we would still be able to dictate things
Yeah,
that are overall beneficial
I know
to
that
society, even
feeling.
if some oppression occurs. I
I'm
don't think these two
sure.
things are
I'm
linked.
sure we're not that far apart.
Yeah,
You'd
so
be
we're
surprised.
referencing is called the murdered and missing Indigenous women in Canada. That
What do you mean, what the hell?
Tears.
Also, I'm gonna go grab another beer. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let this play.
Or should be making active script all of that in the interim.
I'm saying that whether or not a particular group is being oppressed isn't going to factor in much to me thinking whether or not they should be able to do something that we all agree is harmful to society.
Well, the argument there would be that not everyone sees it as being harmful to society if it's used within an in-group, for example.
But
If
it's
a
not.
word
That's the
reclaimed,
problem.
for
It's not
example.
used within an in-group. We're not talking about reclamation and use within an in-group. We're talking about the mass commodification of it to markets of white people.
I hadn't brought that up yet, but I guess that's where we're at now.
Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? Because if this was just like, let's say that it was a bunch of black people that got together and they were doing like a fucking slam poetry or some shit and they used the word a lot or whatever, I think that's a totally different context. And at that point, I think it would be cringy as fuck for me to come in and say like, you guys aren't allowed to say that here. But that's because that's how I view like private language. I would never make that assumption. What I'm saying though is that if we say it publicly and we mass commodify it and we sell it to especially white people publicly, and those are the main drivers of that thing publicly, well then it kind of makes me wonder, it's like, hold on, like we're telling all these people that they shouldn't say a certain word because we agree that it leads to societal harms and all these bad things and they're oppressing this group of people, but we're still going to make money, like in a way almost implicitly encouraging the behavior. That just is strange to me.
Well, because the dynamics are very different between, obviously, you know this, a white person and a black person saying it. The use of it was originally used by white people to oppress black people. So if black people want to use it now as either a way of commodifying it or making money off it, I don't know why that would be something you'd want to take away from them.
Well,
And
because
at
if
the
we
same
think the
time,
word
not,
is
not
so,
acknowledge.
yeah, it's easy.
Well,
If
and
the
not
word is so
acknowledge-
bad, then we just shouldn't say it. Nobody should say it. It's like, I think it's pretty simple. If you take like that hard line of a stance against the word, I think you're pretty committed to that position. But I don't think it's, you just say like, yeah, I don't think anybody should say it. Rappers shouldn't say it. People in media shouldn't say it. Like we shouldn't say it online. Like just nobody should say it.
I still think that you can't enter that conversation until you've achieved racial equality. And I'm not saying that as kind of like... I'm
Okay,
trying to
let's
be,
go. Okay, sure. Let's go. Do you think that
yeah.
there's a measurable difference between a long time ago, well, maybe even arguably today to some extent, black community, rapper communities had a lot of homophobic issues? Do you think it's okay to criticize them on homophobic issues because they're currently being oppressed, or do we have to fix their oppressions before we address the homophobia?
I think you can criticize the homophobic issues.
Okay, so if we think that a group of people is doing something that's contributing to like more racist thought in the United States by pervasive use of the N-word, why would we have to fix their oppression before criticizing this behavior? Like, just don't say the N-word.
Because that group is... the group in your example here is black people.
Okay.
I'm asking. I'm not
Yeah,
saying- I'm
we're talking about like
Okay.
black rappers is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Grab me when he says.
So
Yeah.
you're saying because that is contributing... it's
Drink up,
different, though. It's very different
motherfucker.
when a white person uses it. You understand that?
All right.
It's not
Anyways,
the same use. It's like words have different use, meaning
I like more of
connotation,
Viking
weight,
Village. What the
gravity
hell?
based
It's
on
not true about the Canada.
context.
I didn't hear the Canada thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's too much for
But,
me.
like,
I'll help
I
build
don't
something
know
like it,
how
but I
mu-
wouldn't
like,
live in it. Wow.
I think we're
All
gonna get
right.
into really.
Well, no,
we're gonna
I
get
mean,
into
we don't
like,
need it.
If you're
It's
talking
fine.
about like calling somebody like the hard R, of course, that's way different. But if we're talking about like somebody referring to like a friend using like the A version, like in terms of like, is it different? Like, well, I guess like in a total contextual societal vacuum or societal like consideration, then yeah, it can be different. But in terms of like usage and context, not really. I don't think so. Especially if somebody's literally singing along to a song. I think that's like a way, like to argue that this is substantially different is like kind of weird, I think, or is a really hard argument to make. Hard argument. So I'm sorry.
What if we made a prescriptive statement that just all non-black people can't use it? Then it makes it easy, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that, but then it would be really, really weird to sell that behavior to white people. Like that just seems like really confusing to me. I feel like it would lead to a lot of societal problems, but it just seems like it has.
Well, that's your challenge because you're a communicator. So now it would be upon you to.
Well, I wouldn't make that prescription because I would never expect people to be able to consistently follow that because it's confusing as fuck. Like, I even have problems with behaviors that I do.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I suppose it would.
clearly, it's
also,
not, though. Like, where we're at right
bruh,
now in terms of, like, the culture, there's a lot
the
of
amount
weird
of
shit.
stone we'd
like,
have
can
to
6
farm.
by 9 say it? You know, can Lil Peep say it? There's, like, a lot of weird shit that goes
now
on.
you're going to talk about blood contwin. Yeah.
Like
Blood. Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
way
I wasn't even
easier to
getting into that.
do
I'm just
with
saying that, like,
wood
there's a
because
lot
you
of,
can,
it's
like,
just a very
like
weird
you were
issue,
doing,
and it
you
just
can
seems
knock
like,
the
at
trees
the end of the day, I don't
over
really give a
and
fuck that
sort of
much. It
like
seems we waste so
change
much
shit.
time obsessing over this. Like, this is like the most fucking pertinent issue.
Whereas you really can't do that with rocks, right? To get stone. So I feel like the grind on amassing that much stone has got to just take forever. So it's either something you're going to like fully commit to because that's like your preference for one reason or another, or just fuck it.
Concerning white streamers and their use of the gamer word, really, right?
Well, not
their
even
ultimate
actually.
subtotal
Sometimes it's literally
damage to
just
the
like
black
because
community.
you see like I think that Vogue editor girl, do you remember the Vogue editor, the teen Vogue editor that came on, the head editor, and she got kicked out because of some dumb Asian tweets she made when she was 17? Have you followed this at all? Okay, they're stupid. But one of the people that canceled her, now she got canceled because I think when she was 15, she tweeted out like calling somebody like my and the soft A or whatever.
I mean, maybe we'll
right?
build like one
I don't know,
building
just, like,
with
and
it,
people
but
get really fucking mad
I'm not that
about this
worried
shit.
about
It
it.
just seems so stupid. I don't know. I just think that like if I think that my position is like pretty consistent. I think that if a word is so absolutely fucking horrible that it's causing all these problems, then just nobody should say it. We shouldn't be selling it. It's really confusing to sell it. Like everybody's gonna have like disagreements over other shit. And if we think that they can sell it, well then we probably should just look at like how words are used, like we would with everything else. Like every other single word in the English language, every single one we look at how they're used. Like some people use different words to refer to black people that are really bad. Some people, use words in ways that they aren't that bad. Like I can hear some people say like, oh, like this guy acts like a thug or whatever, and it's like okay maybe. But then if I hear like Fox News talk about like thugs and gangsters, well now I'm looking at it a little bit differently. I think we do that with every other word in the English language. I think it's generally pretty obvious when somebody's being racist, but I don't know. That's how I view it.
By the way, the people in chat, I guess, who are here from DGG, telling me that I want to censor all language. I don't. I'm not trying to control or police personal speech. That's not what I'm here for. Like both me and Destiny are public figures. That's why I'm bringing this up.
Guys, why isn't my
okay,
windmill
fine,
working?
nothing.
It's not doing anything.
Fuck. Whoops. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you can ask anything you want.
I'm gonna bring up your other favorite topic, and that's Kenosha.
Yeah, what about it?
Okay, so you said a couple times on the record that you don't think that, or you don't think it's fair. Again, tell me if I'm not straw manning you correctly here. Steel manning you here correctly. You don't think that it's fair to characterize Kyle Rittenhouse as either being a white supremacist or having ties to white supremacy or being tarnished with the idea that he is a far right figure or that plays into it. Is any of this correct?
At the time of the shooting, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And what about now? Has that changed? Even post shooting?
I mean, there was the picture of him with the Proud Boys or whatever, and it might be possible that he is now. It wouldn't surprise me after everything that's happened. But yeah, that might be the case now. But that doesn't change anything I said in the past whatsoever. That's not how any of that should work, right?
Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. So, were you aware that when he was patrolling that day, that he had been doing so with members of the Blue Boys?
So when I looked into this, you're saying members.
Members, yes.
I saw some people were saying that there were white nationalists in the audience. And he was with white nationalists. What I looked up was there was one person that had been making like bad tweets in that entire like anti-protest, and that people were using that to say the entire protest was full of Nazis because of that one guy that was there. If there's like evidence that he had been like out directly, you know, hanging out with, and I don't mean like as part of a group of 100 people, it was like hanging out with like 2 or 3 Boogaloo boys and they were going around together. Yeah, I would have been warmer to that argument, but that data didn't seem to exist at the time. It's totally possible that some more stuff has come out and it's like, oh yeah, he probably was a white nationalist at the time, sure.
Okay, so he was patrolling that day with a man named Ryan Balch.
Oh, this is the guy that I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't consider that valid. Yeah.
Okay, so they were patrolling together. So whether or not you accept the fact that Ryan Balch is a white nationalist would be another topic, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he is. I know they tweeted a lot of switching stuff, but like, I don't think him just being in a group with that guy. Like, I don't think these guys were close friends or anything. Like.
Right. So the implication from the Southern Poverty Law Center article on the subject shows the two of them one-on-one, basically patrolling as a team, like the two of them, right? In the photos that they have of the two of them.
Sure. But that still doesn't speak to anything at all about their friendship. I'm sure that, like, especially my canvassing event, you could probably go find me, like, one-on-one chatting with a ton of people. I don't endorse or subscribe to the political views of all those people, not even remotely close. And I would never try to say that, like, somebody is a Nazi or white nationalist or whatever just based on one person they patrolled with. Like, I would need to see some sort of pattern behavior, especially because Rittenhouse is fucking. He was like 7 years old. He must have tweeted or Facebook something. Like, I would expect to see something somewhere.
I agree. Okay, but you can start at the beginning with Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Obviously, you know that he's a Trumper, so he was obviously that. He was very pro-cop, right? He had already LARPed around as a police officer. You'd seen him posting both the Thin Blue Line and the Blue Lives Matter things. And neither of those are...
None of this even remotely moves you to white nationalism or Nazism, yeah.
No. I'm not saying this in and of itself.
Whoops.
Him as a white nationalist or Nazi.
Yes, it was a minor
you
spill.
understand both that the Blue Lives Matter movement and the Thin Blue Line movement, those are far right to right wing.
We'll see. I want to actually try and pay attention to a little bit of this damn conversation.
But a ton of people, because people on the right aren't dog shit at their messaging. A ton of people get caught into these movements that aren't like white nationalists or racist or whatever. My mom shares fucking Blue Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter, Thin Blue Line. But then again, I guess a lot of your community probably thinks my mom is a white nationalist. But yeah, no, I don't think that like being pro-cop or whatever for a lot of these smaller communities especially makes you a white nationalist. I don't think so. I don't think that even gives an inkling of a leaning into that. I don't even know if I would say that like most of these people are far right. A lot of them might just be standard conservatives, but...
Sure. So, but you understand the connotations behind using that kind of imagery, right? Using the Thin Blue Line, using the Blue Lives Matter imagery.
I do, but that connotation
specifically tried to turn violence against cops into hate crimes through legislation. Like that's one of the things that they were trying to push for.
Okay. That's still not getting any closer to white nationalism, but they might have. But okay.
Absolutely. I'm not. None of this is like.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. That might be the case.
I
yeah.
gotcha.
I'm willing to bet that the majority of people that follow it probably don't know that. But sure. Go ahead.
Sure. Well, the actual imagery of itself has been so co-opted by extremist movements that people in Canada aren't allowed to use it if they're members of government. Like you can't, as a police officer, use Thin Blue Line, Punisher Blue Line, any of that imagery anymore.
Okay.
Now it's been co-opted by extremists.
Okay.
So it's gotten to that point.
Sure.
The Boogaloo Boys is a movement. What are your thoughts on that?
That was a whole thing, man.
I honestly don't. I think I read.
What the fuck? All right.
No, because I mix them up with the Proud Boys a lot. I don't know.
Who is here at the moment?
So the Boogaloo Boys are.
I want to show you guys something, but
a civil war.
I'm just curious, like, who's actually here to see it.
Basically, their guiding compass. A lot of them are white nationalists, far-right extremists. Some of them have nothing to do with any of that, right? There are a lot of them that just say that they're in it because they enjoy the memes. It's like any organization. You'll see people on both ends. Anyways, he was patrolling with a member of the Boogaloo Boys that day who has now been outed as posting as well as believing a lot of far-right white nationalist bullshit, right? Like Nazi stuff. Posting, Nazi memes, Trump memes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I saw the Facebook shit and everything, yeah.
Yeah, who's also come out and disavowed Kyle Rittenhouse and said that he doesn't like him anymore and he doesn't consider him a friend because of the reasons being that he, A, lied to him, said he was 18 years old when he was 17, and B, also told everybody that he was a medic when he wasn't.
Oh, shit. That's not what I meant to do.
That in and of itself, though, I mean, like for me, is pretty I don't know.
Is it just you,
Let's just say that.
I
Kitsune?
wish that you had a
It's-
better view of like.
You
how
want to
people
see what I
outside
want to
the
show
internet
you
work and how,
anyways?
like, real life people can meet people, can meet people, and they don't know anything about them because they're not terminally fucking online. I'm just saying it like I know that, and I know that everyone, I know that everybody is going, I know that everybody is going to cringe at me, and that's great. I'm okay being cringed at on the internet, but the idea, like, I'm imagining you go up to a real life person, and it's like, did you know that I know that Becky is a horrible person because the person that she was with yesterday, remember how 100 of us showed her do this thing? She was walking with a guy, and when I looked at his Twitter feed, he was tweeting some stuff, Pepe the Frog, and that guy's went, it's like, dude, like, just not how these people work in real life. Like, I'm sure that a ton of people probably showed up. There were a ton of people walking around and doing shit. Like, I've seen a lot of shit from Kyle's life. Kyle looks like a standard conservative, like, wannabe LARPing cop dude. He was like, before that day, he was cleaning off fucking graffiti on the walls. He apparently volunteers in some little
Just a good
junior
old
cop
boy.
program.
He was just a good old boy, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It didn't look like, but I mean, maybe to you, all of those people are fascists, I guess, because apparently everybody's a I don't know. I think that there's like an important distinction to be made between like this guy is a fucking white nationalist versus this is like a good old boy country boy that just fucking loves cops and like is whatever dumb shit.
Okay. Well, what about very recently when we went to a fucking bar and then hung out with the Proud Boys doing the OK symbol?
Yeah,
like
I
the
saw
white
that
power symbol,
recently, but
explicitly
sure,
in the photos.
it wouldn't
and
surprise.
singing the White Power, sorry, not the White Power, the Proud Boys theme song with them.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise
Here it
me
is.
if after the fucking Kenosha shit, if he does turn into a white nationalist. Absolutely not. But the way that like people generally, I mean, fuck, everybody called him a white nationalist anyway. Why the fuck not? It wouldn't surprise me at all if that was the route that he took. And if somebody told me right now, even just seeing the kind of company that he keeps now and the type of people he's reached out to, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me right now if he was a white nationalist. Absolutely. But I don't think
Isn't
there's
that
any
cool?
evidence at the time that he was.
Are you this generous normally to like every single person that you dissect? Because I feel like you're giving him such a wide range.
Unfortunately, because I spend more time.
apologia.
Yes, I have to do this with everything, but I like to apply consistent standards. So I have to do the same thing when it comes to BLM a lot, because a lot of conservatives that try to malign
So
BLM
cool,
will cite
man.
like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people that even run a website called BLM, and they'll start citing things and citing things. It's like, hold on, dude, BLM is not a coherent fucking organization that everybody's associated with.
Right?
Yeah, I have to wheel out these same arguments
So,
all the time.
the story-
That people aren't 100% subscribed to the belief of every single person you can catch them in a photograph with. Of course, I do this for the left and the right all the time because people are so fucking.
Is that not that face though? Okay, so the story is my girlfriend and I actually dated like once before this, what we call round 2, like back when I was in college. And she was in, oh wait, we were both in college at the time. That's right. And she was taking art courses and things like that. And one of them was something that involved sketching stuff. I don't know what the literal course was called, but that was when we were hanging out the first time, way back when, and she drew that and actually kept it through the years, which was super cool because now I can put it in my office as like a freaking self-portrait type of thing. I like it. I think it's super artistic and cool.
Yeah, true. That's right. You're not even in the country. But for the people that live there, for the people that are watching businesses getting burned to the ground, for the people that are watching their communities being destroyed, right? They probably feel a much more personal connection to it that supersedes like whatever, like, oh, we're looking at this through the lens of white versus black.
There's no way you could ignore everything else that's going on. Like, I can't believe that for a second. That
I know
seems
you can't,
so
but this
much
is
more of
the
a reach,
biggest
though, right?
problem.
But
Yeah,
so would the average person. Like the fact that he would just have blinders on and go there exclusively to protect property and that's it. Like,
So this is
in
one of
and
the
itself
biggest
seems-
issues. I know it seems impossible. One of the biggest issues that lefties have, and even progressives have this, is that individuals never feel their class. An individual does not interpret things as a class. An individual always feels things as
Oh,
an
I agree with you
individual.
there.
Okay, well then,
Oh, of
when
course.
somebody sees
Hey,
their
welcome
fucking
back,
buildings and
Trucker.
shit being burned down or their communities being attacked, they're not.
I
thinking
grabbed
like,
you one, but
well,
then I
understand
spilled
that
it.
That was burned down because in the greater context of this.
So then I had to
conversation
clean
happening in
the shit
States,
up.
There are some rioters that feel like they haven't been heard by the system. Blah, blah, blah. They instead say like, holy shit, my community's fucking under attack. I gotta fucking get out there and do shit. Like half the
It's
imagery that's
I
come
didn't
out has been,
actually
fucking
like
white
spill the
people that
whole
are
thing. I
stuck
just
in
brought
cars.
my
Even if
beer
it
back
was
and then
like-
spilled a little bit of
course.
it.
So while he's not thinking instantly,
Whoops.
basically, as a white person, I have to go do this because this is something I have to do. I'm not suggesting that. But as someone who definitely loves police, who definitely loves cops, who has definitely seen
it's all
that there's
good.
a
I already
racially charged
cleaned it up.
problem in
It's fine.
America, and this is a focal point of that racially charged problem involving violence specifically against black people from the police. And I'm going to enter that area with a gun.
Why would
Do you
any of
think
that? Why would any of that like motivate him? Like, oh well, since it's this thing, I'm not going to
Because
intervene now.
He's advocated that he's for the thin blue line. He has posted memes about that. He has largest police officer. He's wanted
Yeah,
to
right?
become a
What a
police
damn
officer. He is
waste.
on the side of the police in this
Perfectly
debate.
good
Yes,
nectar.
being on the
Harmony
side
to
of the
the point.
police does not necessarily make you a white nationalist or a fucking BLM
It does
hater
not.
or.
I agree. That's not the argument I'm making. I'm saying though that he obviously is entering this with some connotations of what is going on.
Sure,
it's
but
not
I,
just a
but I
little boy
understand.
looking to protect.
Sure, what you say with some connotation of what's going on though, but you're making it sound like he
Yes,
entered this as
nectar.
though he was going to be a representative of the fight against Black Lives Matter in the United States. I don't think that's the full context of how he comes into this. I think it's just his community is.
No, that's an exaggeration.
Okay, well that's kind. It sounds like when we're talking about like I don't think he's taking this totalitarian or I'm sorry, this the view of in totality of all the conflict around the United States. It's probably just more like, hey,
You come
my
up with
community's
something you
being
want to
attacked.
talk about,
I
or
understand this is
what?
a broader
You're
conversation.
just gonna
Well,
sit
I'm
here and
sure
look at this
both.
pretty face.
I'm team police and I'm anti-team Black Lives Matter, right? That would be the thin blue.
Same
I don't
goes
know
for
if
you.
you have to be.
It's a pushback against the Black Lives Matter movement itself, seen it as cultural.
He wasn't
Marxist,
showing up to
seen-
protect
seen it
police
as-
officers. He wasn't walking around against police officers. He was walking around against local businesses and shit.
All right.
Of course, but in
Then
an environment
here I
that is-
sit.
But that,
primarily based in
but on
charge for
that
the Black Lives
entire
Matter movement.
environment,
That's-
that's not what he's considering. He's just there to show.
You wanna
up
see a
because
cool
he wants to be
drawing
there
of
for
me?
his, like, fellow fucking
I just
community
showed this
businesses.
off on my other stream.
Neither of us know what he's considering, right? We have no idea what's
Well,
going on.
I'm
That's
based
why
on
saying
what
that
I
if
wait.
I'm
Hold
looking
on.
at this from an
Based
outside
on
perspective,
based on
everything
what
starts to paint that picture.
No. Everything paints my picture, okay? The footage of him doing graffiti shit, the footage of him doing cop shit. You don't have Kyle Rittenhouse on record saying a single
Shut the
thing
fuck
that
up,
would even
Kitsune.
remotely imply that he's anti-BLM or that he's a white nationalist. All of that is conjecture based on one person that he walked with for a few minutes at an event with hundreds or maybe even thousands of people.
Walking
That's me.
going with a white
Of course, when I have a
nationalist
different
heavily armed
hairstyle
man.
Did
going.
Kyle Rittenhouse?
Proud
First,
Boys-
That's
sorry,
me.
showing up at a bar and then partying
Hell
around
yeah.
with Proud Boys, doing the OK White Power.
You're
symbol, and then
conflating.
also
I know that you think this strings your argument. I'm
I've
not.
gotta
We're not
go
speaking
up on
anything
my
after-
wall.
yeah, we're not speaking.
I don't
anything
know
that happened
where,
after the event. I'll
but
tell you that afterwards, it's totally possible that he becomes a white nationalist. It wouldn't
Somewhere.
surprise me. I'm sure every fucking white nationalist in the country wants him on his side, right? That wouldn't surprise me at all if that became the case, especially because he's 17, especially because he's gotten so much pushback from the other side. People radicalize to the other.
Yeah,
end
no.
extremely quickly.
Definitely not that.
That being
We're
said,
going somewhere in the office.
well, then why would you throw in some? Why would you throw in your strongest piece of? Because the only piece of evidence you have of him doing anything remotely resembling a white nationalist happened after the event.
Well, I mean, no, the strongest piece of evidence is him probably patrolling with a white nationalist.
You really
himself,
think he
right?
knew? Do you have
But
any
it's-
evidence? Wait. Do you have any evidence whatsoever that he knew anything about what that guy believed, or even that he was even friends with him? Are they even? Are like have their accounts?
I don't have evidence.
There you
do not
go.
have evidence.
Sure. There's no evidence of them ever communicating on social media, of them being
Yeah, I
friends
wanna
or
look at
followers of anybody
myself.
of themselves on social media. We have zero evidence whatsoever that he even knew this guy's fucking name.
But
Whoops.
so all of these events that I
Oh, why
mentioned,
that
is that just like all in? a
You haven't
vacuum?
mentioned
Like,
anything.
each-
Everything that
like,
you
they're all
mentioned has been
coincidences.
no.
I'll put this
you're
on the
trying to
table.
Paint this picture of it being coincidences when all of it very consistently points to just a kid that fucking liked cops and wanted to grow up and be a fucking cop. 'Cause he's some
Imagine if
white
I just
country
broke
kid
the
that, like, oh,
glass
yeah, I
in
like
front of
cops,
it.
those
I don't know
are
if it's
cool.
even glass. Could not
All
be.
of every single thing you said is
entered
evidence
a
for that.
scenario in which there is a position that is being put where cops are being pitted against this Black Lives
He's
Matter
not
movement.
showing up to defend cops. He was showing up to be at businesses, though. Their
whoops.
counter protest was not about showing up.
Let's
and,
see
and
what
being
Bitcoin's
anti-BLM
doing at the
or showing
moment,
up and being
huh?
pro cop. It was about them walking up and down and watching businesses. That's what it was about.
But in the like
Been sitting here all
you
day.
enter an area, whether it's a war zone or something, you could say I'm entering that area as a peacekeeper. I still have to be aware of what this is happening, like what war is taking place. in
Sure, but
that
like, what
zone
is
or
the
region.
alternative then? So he's
Especially
like,
if I have already said that I have strong alliances to one side on this.
Dude,
I don't think he was.
I
Going
tell you
there,
what.
personally, to murder anybody. I
Jump
don't think
in
he was
when
going
you
there
can.
to kill Black Lives Matter protesters.
The
right? I would
institutional
never make that
adoption
contention, but I
is
think he's
currently
fully aware that
taking
he's entering
place.
something strongly on one side, on the Blue Lives Matter side.
I mean, like, there's literally video footage of him giving fucking water and shit to like people that are marching and protesting and stuff.
Yeah, there's also video footage of him going up to a group of like 3 black teenagers, I think. They're standing by the road, and then one of them is like, "Yo, you're the guy who was hassling me with a gun or something." And then he turns away and like walks away from that crowd. Like, I'm not.
Okay, so
those are
so for the
spurious
example that
contentions.
I give, right? There's actual
Yeah.
video footage of him giving water and shit to protesters. I know that to be true. And the footage you have, you've got 3 guys who are like, "Wait, wasn't he a guy that did this thing?" And not a single other person at that entire fucking rally will corroborate that or say anything related to that. And then also you're saying, and he walks away from that.
Yep.
What, is that a point against him? Was he supposed to sit there and argue with him? What?
No, I'm just saying that both of us. Well, okay, neither of us know what is actually going on in his mind, right? There's no way for us to ever do that. This is all just us contending this based on the information that we have in front of us. And I'm saying to me, and I know you're saying this is just me looking at it from a lefty lens. All this stuff doesn't point towards or it doesn't demonstrate to me that it's simply just a good old boy.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll keep that in mind. I have a pretty packed schedule,
But
but
you
I'll
have
keep it in
no
mind.
evidence otherwise, other than the fact that he. Do you know who else marched with that guy? What about the fact that BLM and the Boogaloo Boys fucking, have their have marches together and shit? I don't understand why we would cite this one guy walking with this one other dude when we don't even know if they know each other.
Yeah, I feel like between work and streaming, I'm busy
we
all
don't
the
even know
time
if they
now.
know each other. We don't know if they're friends. We don't know if Kyle knows this guy's name.
And I got plans this weekend and plans next weekend. We had plans last weekend.
The fact that he thinks he lied to him. I think they knew each other, and even if not prior, they knew each other during that event.
Do you think that guy being a white nationalist came up at the event? You don't think this is actually really important because this is like the most important part of evidence you have is that well, they marched together. I'm sure that I probably marched alongside or walked alongside a ton of people that have had some pretty fucking horrible beliefs, but I don't ask somebody every fucking opinion. I don't fucking know. I'm just there to do whatever event I'm doing.
Bruh, Kitsune, are you seeing that? They made a doc, dude. That's what we need to do next. We need to make a
I'm not saying
doc.
that you're going to be like, hey, Zig Kyle, okay, cool, we're nice. I'm saying that, hey, we're both here and we're both pro police and we're pro order and we want to protect businesses together. All right. Now this person may have a whole bunch of terrible beliefs underneath that.
Trucker, give me one really crazy or fun or cool or weird story or experience you had whilst on the open road.
Things that we all have in common with Nazis. I'm sure there are some things we all have in common with tankies. We're gonna find common ground on some issues in some places with literally any fucking human on the planet.
Okay. That was all I wanted to present to you. I didn't know if you knew about all that stuff. I didn't know if you knew about all those facts.
I went looking for it a ton because a lot of people made the claim, but that one guy, and I'll push you again because you said, because I corrected you once and then you re-corrected me. You said Boogaloo Boys multiple times. That is the only guy that I ever saw an article being published about that was a white nationalist in that audience. Was there?
Sure, I can send you the other one. There's 32 other Boogaloo Boys who were present.
Oh, okay. There might have been others that came out. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. But I've never seen any article linking this guy with Rittenhouse ever, other than the fact that supposedly they were walking around a little bit together. But there was nothing linking them as being friends. There was no propaganda. There were no racist
planned?
memes or
Oh, a
anything that
doc?
Rittenhouse had
Hell
ever
yeah.
published on any of his social media anywhere. I'd never seen any Sig Heils, anything whatsoever. And Rittenhouse, a dumb fuck 17-year-old, so it feels to me like if that would have existed, then he probably would have posted it somewhere. That would be my guess, because we got a whole bunch of other crazy weird videos. We got a whole bunch of He Was No Angel videos posted about him being involved in other random things. But
oh, you mean he beats up women? Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was he beats up women, but the video that was posted. Oh, so wait, do you subscribe to the He Was No Angel argument too now because it's about a white guy?
God no. I think he should be tried as a 17-year-old. I don't think he should be tried as an adult. I think it's disproportionate the amount of black people who are obviously on average tried as adults when they're close to that age versus white people.
I'm sure you do. Yep.
No, I don't change.
Yeah, I know they take time.
I may despise Kyle Rittenhouse, and I may think honestly, if I look at the sum total of all this evidence, I cannot grant him the amount of clemency that you do to say that I don't think he has any direct association with far-right ideology.
Sure, I understand that. Can I just to be clear then?
But as a 17-year-old, he should be tried as a 17-year-old. Absolutely.
Sure. Just to be clear then. So you believe all of this, but you have zero direct evidence whatsoever of Rittenhouse around the time of the shooting ever engaging in any white nationalist behavior whatsoever, right?
Well, of course I don't.
Okay. All right.
Give me some examples, man. Come on, that's the juicy shit I'm looking for.
No, that was all.
Okay. All right. Be careful. Have fun.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait.
What?
Before you sign off, you always say that people on the left never say anything to your face that they tweet out later.
Oh yeah, always.
If I tell you a joke to your face, can I tweet it out later without?
Knock yourself out. Go for it.
Okay. Destiny is like the Kim Jong-un of Twitch because when people don't pay enough attention to him, he goes nuclear. Is that
sure? Go for it. Sounds good.
So if I tweet that out, it's okay.
Go for it.
Okay. All right. Bye, Destiny.
Okay. Oh. Are you still here? Oh fuck, you left. Never mind. I saw the quote in chat about how Kyle lied about his age and he was a medic. If they were friends, then he wouldn't have known that lie. True. Ugh. Okay.
Well,
man, what a day. Why? Okay. This windmill is killing me. Why can't I take this apart? Is it glitched?
putting on makeup is not fun. Come on, I'm sure I could see that shit from my dart. All right.
Oh, it's Jade. Reconnect to the
All right. Well, I suppose that was all of that. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the lo-fi chills. What other things? Oh, you know what? You probably used a filter word, so a message probably didn't come through. All I saw was LOL and then putting on makeup. So like maybe try changing up your verbiage. Yeah, yo, you falling asleep or what? Yeah, see, whatever you said still didn't come through. You got to put spaces in between letters and shit, man. Don't deprive me of these fun ass juicy stories. Come on. I know it's pretty chill music. That's kind of the point. It's not supposed to be the focal point. It's just supposed to be a nice filler while we talk about stuff. Like, talk about stuff. See, that's what I was waiting for. I knew stuff like that was what you had in your head. Doesn't surprise me. Also sounds kind of fun. Do you ever interact with any people doing that stuff? Like, do they ever see you seeing them? Or is there any interactive, uh, like gesturing or signaling or anything like that? Nice. That's probably entertaining too. Oh yeah? What, like, they trying to bring you into the mix or what? Going for the wiggly right there. Nice. All right. All right, now it's your turn. Ask me questions. Trying to think. Oh shit, that's not even that bad. What? Ask anything. Open book. Come on. Start reading some pages. We got to at least get through one chapter. All right. Come on. What game? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I figured that out. That's all right. Yep. I am indeed. Boring. Okay. Well. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that depends on your perspective, right? Yeah. I tell you, there's plenty of ways to have fun. I do know that much. To each their own, I say. Live and let live. Terra Tech. All right. Interesting. Any crazy experiences for me? Like, I mean, in what context? Talking about like work? Because that was a work experience, or those were work experiences for you. My work experiences are uh, not as colorful, I guess, but I mean, not in a sense, but they're also interesting to me as far as I'm concerned, or crazy to a certain extent, even. Bum, 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 bum. Not work related necessarily. Shit, I don't know, man. Crazy stories. Not really. I mean, not your kind of crazy. Which, good for you. Trying to think. Like, I know, like my growing up story with being paralyzed from the neck down is a crazy story to a bunch of people, apparently. I can tell you that one, I suppose, but I've already told that one on this stream. I don't want to be like redundant necessarily, unless you want to hear it. Having fun? Yeah. Is there a particular reason you ask me that question when you ask me it, or not really? Well, that's not helpful. That's not engaged. That's not engaging. I don't care is not helpful at all. Okay, so when I was 1 year old, I got sick with I'm pretty sure it was pneumonia. This is all just my not my recollection, but my telling of the story from my parents' lens. So, you ask all peeps, that's fair. Just curious. So anyways, I also got a disease called transverse myelitis, and basically what that ended up doing was, instead of my immune system attacking the sick cells because I was sick, the transverse myelitis caused my immune system to start attacking the cells of the myelin sheath of my upper spinal cord, like right where my like in my neck area. And I had the acute form of it, which in the medical sense means rapid. And so I, like, literally overnight, I went from a normal and healthy but sick baby to the next morning paralyzed from the neck down. And then my of course my parents fucking lost their mind, freaking out like what's happening, and took me to a doctor who said, or like did the pinprick test and got no responses on my fingers, none on my toes or anything like that, and said, there's nothing there, he's going to be in a wheelchair. And my dad said, fuck that, I'll find a new doctor. And so that's what he did. And we ended up at the Shriners Children's Hospital, and they said, well, not looking good, but here are some things you can try. The main thing being, just move the extremities, right? So, do this. Pretend the hand is unresponsive. Just move it. Like, just move the fingers and move the toes and move the arms and flex everything around and see if maybe the connection sparks. And so my parents did that for a period of time. And one day, my dad was moving my limbs and extremities, and one of my thumbs twitched, and he lost his shit. and basically said, okay, we need to keep hammering this, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. So they kept doing it, and slowly the connections started to reestablish, right? So proximally speaking, the further away from your brain, the longer it takes for any, or the worse the odds of any connection reestablishing are, depending on how severe the damage was. So generally speaking, my core midsection and my upper body and even my neck and fine motor skills and things like that all came back without being hindered. But it took longer for the nerves in my legs to sort of revitalize and come back to life. So it was a sort of a vicious circle at this point, because when I was a kid, I had braces on, during the days, and I used crutches. But because my muscle structure in my legs was way weaker than it should have been at the time, as I was growing, my bones were growing a little bit differently. And because my bones were growing a little bit differently, my muscles were learning how to function differently. And then because my muscles were learning to function a little bit differently, the bones continued to not quite grow, like perfectly aligned and straight. So I had a bunch of surgeries. I mean, when I say a bunch, I don't mean like over 10, but I had a good number of surgeries from when I was a baby all the way up until I was like, I think 15 was my last one. I think it was 15. Yeah. And so that included having my right hip broken and turned in and reset twice. I had my hamstrings nicked a number of times. I had my groin tendons nicked a couple of times to lengthen them and loosen them back up. I had both of my ankles broken and turned in and reset. I think I hit all of them. But so, with all of that, and of course with physical therapy as well through the years, I went from, Dr. Numero Uno saying, well, that's it, he's going to be in a wheelchair, to, here I am. So, yeah, of course, I still walk differently, because there was basically no, putting my bones and my muscular and skeletal structure to perfect normal. But I can move around. Obviously my leg muscles get tired a little faster, but I can walk around fine, in the house. Aside from the fact that I look different when I walk, because I walk differently, and I don't use my braces anymore. But I do use, because I don't have to, by the way. But I do use my crutches when I go out places, for the sake of helping with my endurance and my speed. Because, in this world, I'm basically trying to function in all of the normal capacities, while not having all of the normal capacities technically, just by a hair. So those help with that, because otherwise I'd be tired even earlier. So that's a little bit of the story. I was supposed to be in a wheelchair, and now here I am, and I'm a lawyer, and life still sucks. Just kidding. So yeah, so there you go. When I say life still sucks, I just mean life is life. Adulting is adulting. Yep, indeed. Thank you. I appreciate it. And so, needless to say, I have a soft spot in my own heart for people with all sorts of disabilities and conditions of any type. whether they be physical, mental, emotional, or otherwise. So there you go. It's hilarious because people think I'm an asshole. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what? So to address that part, I personally don't think I had a bunch of courage necessarily, or that I'm like an inspiration or a hero or anything like that. These are things I've heard many times over the years. And while I always appreciate the sentiment behind those statements, I've never really agreed with them because what happened with me happened when I was 1, and I have basically no recollection of it, right? So this is just how I grew up. You know, like I was just living my life and trying to make it work the same way everyone else was. So I find a lot more sympathy when it comes to stories like with some of my clients, for example. You know, like one of them had a work accident that, and this was at, I think it was 29 or 30 years old for this particular client. They're working in a sort of dangerous job with machinery that can do some damage if you're not careful with it. And you know, he was wearing gloves, and it pulled his glove into the machine, and it mangled up and destroyed 3 of his fingers. Like they literally like fell off, and they tried to reattach them, but the necrosis was too bad on 2 of them, and then the third one had an infection after it. But like he went for growing up for the entirety of the formational part of his life with full use of hands, and then lost these 3 on this hand and was left basically with just the finger and thumb and nubs, and then having to try and learn how to do everything else you've done for the first 29 to 30 years of your life without what you had up to that point. That is, like, as far as my perception goes, a way more difficult struggle than what I went through. Because as far as I'm concerned, my life was just a part of my life. You know, everything I did was just a part of growing up and being me. And it was just all, what's the next thing to do? There's my perspective on that. I appreciate the sentiment, though. I really do. Yep. So there you go. Well, that's pretty much it for me tonight because I have to be up earlier than usual. But it's been fun hanging out and chatting with everybody. It'd been cool if I got the same or got another person in here to introduce myself to and learn about, but maybe next time. Yeah, I do. Same name. All right. Good stuff. Be prepared to be bored. Jesus, man. Yeah, I'm not that like avid a snapper. Yeah, pretty much. It's it's like the worst thing is like I hate social media, and yet here I am trying trying to establish myself as a streamer in some sense. That the two really don't like mesh that well, but I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do and enjoy it for as long as I enjoy it. Yeah. Man, I wish I wish I had a fucking video editor. Cuz I know I got to start doing stuff for YouTube, but I don't have enough time to want to do all of this stuff. Like I want to stream, but and then I want to put videos up, but I don't have the time to actually sit down and edit them unless I take days off of the streaming, which I know I could do, but ugh, I like the streaming part. I like interacting with people. The struggle's real, man. Like and like as far as I'm concerned, this fucking platform is a loss. Like this place is dog shit in my experience. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong, but dog shit. No interest in trying to figure that shit out. Like I don't think the way they do shit on here is like actually incentivize. I don't think it actually incentivizes building communities so much as it does like fucking leeching goddamn points and shit, and it's just annoying. At least that's like everything on the fucking front page. Not about it. Hey, in other news, Kitsune, I don't know if you're here, but I adjusted for, or I adjusted the autofocus on this camera, and it seems to be doing a pretty decent job at keeping me without me having to like set it every time. We'll see. I just like chatting with people. Yeah, I mean that's a big thing for me, and I think, frankly, I think also there's a lot of what I hate to say it, there's ignorance and stupidity on the internet and on all these social media platforms. And I want to try and be a part of the solution to that problem and not a contributing factor to that problem. And so if I can get anyone to engage, boss called, rip, all right. Like, does that mean you have to go in or what? But yeah, like if I can actually get people to engage even in the face of disagreement, that'd be great. And I know I've had that a few times, but really hard to get people to engage with people they disagree with. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. All right. My amazing one viewer, Kitsune. There it is. Ah, man. I think it's time. I call it for the night. Good news, though. I had to leave this plugged in, or I figured out that leaving this plugged in a different way than I already had it plugged in allows it to stay at 100%, so I can leave it streaming even longer. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Time to call it. Trucker, thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you back again sometime. Thanks for chatting. Mucho apreciado, mi amigo. Night, man. Kitsune, my beautiful wife. I'm off and off, man. Thank you for hanging out. I don't know if you're still on the phone with your boss or whatever, or maybe playing Terra Tech, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it here. Why that? No. Anyways, all right. Till next time. Actually, let me see. I think it'll be tomorrow. I'm sure you'll be available tomorrow, so we're going to do something. We're going to get back into Valheim, or I don't know. But I also want to figure out how to sort of, in a moderate or modest sense, try and build some community here, because I've noticed some stagnation as we play Valheim, and I very much enjoy playing Valheim, but I also would like more people to come in and chat and things like that. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do to spice things up. Whatever that ends up being, we'll do it together, one way or the other.